$9.99 of Good Luck High Five.
That's right. You're listening to a podcast that's for you if you like Magic the Gathering. Whether you can count to 600 or you can't, we are here for you.
I'm one of your hosts, Maria.
And I'm one of your hosts, Megan.
And we are one episode away from 600 episodes of this podcast.
Oh my goodness, Maria.
How does that make you feel?
I was about to ask you how it made you feel.
Old.
Well.
Accomplished.
Okay.
That's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
I've got to say, what percentage of podcasts do you think make it to 600 episodes?
It has to be so slim.
It is for sure a hundredth of a decimal because I think it's like 1% of podcasts make it past 7 episodes or something like that. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yes. Absolutely, I am. Yeah, it's a very small number. So,
wow.
No big deal, everybody. You get to witness history with us.
We are in the tiniest little
the tiniest little hole, with the tiniest hole of podcast that is in the whole world. I'm just happy podcasts exist. I mean, they're a pretty new invention, honestly.
Wow. Okay. When was the first podcast made?
Ever? I remember when they came out because you can Google when the first one happened.
Okay.
Because I don't know, but I do remember they were like first becoming popular. I was working at XM satellite radio at the time. And my boss was like, you hear about these things? You listen to these things, podcasts? And he's like showing me like on his iPod or whatever. And I was like, no, what are you talking about? He's like, they're radio shows, but they can come out whenever, wherever, and you can listen to them whenever you want.
Wow.
And I remember thinking, oh, that's the coolest thing I've ever heard of in my life. Yeah. So.
Okay. 2003.
Yeah.
Podcast began in 2003 when software developer Dave Weiner.
Are you sure it's not a wiener?
Created the first audio RSS feed.
Wow.
1 year later, Christopher Lydon and Adam Curry later paired up to create the iPodder, the world's first podcast listening device.
I think I knew that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. What do you think the first podcast was called? Was it called Two Bros Talk?
It was absolutely.
Well, on our episode of Two Bros Talk today, we're going to talk about Bloomburrow because that set is dropping faster than the ball on New Year's Eve.
Wow. Okay, wait. What do you think podcasts were first called?
Ooh, they were called, it's got to be something super nerdy.
It's really...
They were called like audio, like audio novels or something like that.
You're so close.
Really?
You're so close. They were called audio blogs.
Oh, there it is.
Of course they were.
Yep, yeah. That makes sense. On today's audio blog, Bloomburrow, coming out so soon, your neck will crane around all the way backwards and forwards again, like death becomes her. Because it's coming out, the pre-release is the 27th, everybody. So that's not this weekend, but next weekend. And the pre-release from Loading Ready Run will, of course, be this weekend, which is wild to think about. And our video on Commander Arcade, which is about the which is features.
It's about Bloomburrow.
I mean,
our video, our Commander Arcade about Bloomburrow.
Ostensibly it is.
Yes.
Featuring the Bloomburrow Commander decks comes out this Friday, the 19th as well. So everybody, make sure you are subbed over on youtube.com/@GLHF Commander to watch those decks in action. On the first day, you're legally allowed to.
Legally allowed.
Which is this Friday. Most of our Commander Arcade episodes come out a day early for patrons, but we can't do that with the ones that are sponsored by Wizards of the Coast for obvious reasons. But don't worry, next month, patrons, you're going to get them early, just like you always have. But this one, 19th, everybody, set your calendars for that.
Wow.
So we're going to talk about Bloomburrow. There's been a ton of preview cards that have come out, and I'm just excited because it's the cutest thing I've ever seen, as you all know. And we're also going to talk about Historic in the Arena Championship, which took place last weekend. We don't have our new show, The Upkeep, anymore, but we want to keep you upkept regardless. And we've got some horror stories from that. If that's not a teaser that'll get you to listen, I don't know what will. What are you reading about now?
I was just reading about what the first podcast was. Sorry. I was really kind of trying to get into it.
What the content, like what was the topic?
It seems like it was probably like it was just Doug K, who had been publishing MP3 recordings of his interviews at IT Conversations. So that's what it was. It was a show called IT Conversations.
That's exactly what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Didn't I just say it was called Two Bros Talking?
Two Bros Talking. You honestly pretty much nailed it right on the head.
And if they're talking about IT, that's another level. As you can see behind us, we've got the cute little Bloomburrow cutouts.
Yes.
Can you see? There's a squirrel. I've got the squirrel.
Oh, I have the raccoon because of course I do.
There's the bird and the bunny from the commander decks.
So cute.
I mean,
oh, he's so cute.
I could squee over this set for
it's so cute.
Not squee the goblin, but just the verb squee over this set forever and ever and ever. It's the cutest set.
It's so cute.
So cute. So this is what I propose, Megan, because we have to name cutest and grossest card.
Yes.
For Bloomburrow. Next week with Judge Rob.
Yes.
I propose that we also name our MH3 cutest and grossest card next week because we didn't do our job.
Yeah, we can do that.
And we owe you all a cute card, everybody.
Okay, we can do that.
Okay, so before we dive into the puddle of cuteness and sadness that is historic and Bloomburrow. Thanks to everybody who makes this episode actually happen by becoming a patron over on patreon.com/GLHF Magic.
Yes, thank you so much to everyone who is a patron, who has been a patron, but thank you especially to our new patrons.
Yay!
Maria, we have 4 this week.
Yay! I'm
keeping
so excited.
us from drowning in the summer doldrums.
Thank you, new patrons.
They have tossed us a life preserver.
Yeah.
Wow.
A life perverber.
Thank you for really not letting me get away with any verbal stumbles today.
It's not happening. I'm the mouth police. What?
Uh-oh. Say what?
Who's first up?
All right, we have Marco, Leah, Greg, and Austin.
Yay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much to Marco, Leah, Greg, and Austin for becoming new patrons.
I feel like we just had a Marco. Is this a new Marco?
This is a different Marco.
Wow, 2 Marcos,
2
one
Marcos.
show. Incredible. We did the best one last time, so what are we going to do this time?
Wow, which one was the one last time?
We were like, we don't have to worry about finding a new patron, Marco, because you found us or something like that.
Wow, did we?
I don't know, but I just said that
Maria,
now.
I have no memory of that, which is honestly mildly worrisome.
Well, the other Marco I'm thinking of was several weeks ago.
Okay. Okay, so it was not last week. Anyways, Marco, go you.
Oh, wow.
Oh, God. Wow. That was pretty rough.
We can't get another Marco because we just don't have any more. They just don't exist.
Wait, okay, we can do this.
Okay.
Yeah, wait, you think that there's no more Marcos, that we have both Marcos who exist already as patrons to our podcast?
Oh, hi, Mark. Oh, thank you for becoming a new patron. That's
right, there you go. That's
the
a The
Room
Room
reference. Watch it if you haven't.
Leah.
Yep. What about
okay,
Leah?
I'm working on it. Thank you for not leaving us alone.
Yeah, great.
Because we need your support.
Hey, Greg, thank you so much for becoming a new patron. I don't only like green Gregs and ham, I like you too.
Wow, that one was a weird one.
An odd one for you there, Greg.
Austin, you're so ostentatious.
Megan.
What?
You're cheating with Austin because Austin's name, as submitted to us, is Austin, parentheses, who we totally have a crush on.
Oh, I didn't even see that. I'm so sorry.
So I just want to let you know, Austin.
Austin, who we totally have a crush on.
Definitely have a crush on you, Austin.
You're right. My bad.
So thank you, Austin. You can continue.
Who we totally have a crush on. Austin, thank you for this ostentatious display of enjoying Good Luck High Five.
Yay.
We appreciate you. Austin, who we totally have a crush on.
Yes, thank you so much to all of our new patrons. You can get a pun in your name by becoming a patron at $5 a month or more, or increasing your pledge by any amount over at patreon.com/GLHF Magic. You're all the true winners.
Yes.
Thank you.
Marco, I'm really going to work on something better for you. Honestly, the guilt on that one is just going to chase me throughout this episode.
Okay, we'll check back in with you about Marco as we go through the show.
I doubt it's going to get better, but I'm going to try.
We also want to say thank you to Card Kingdom. You can check them out on the internet at cardkingdom.com/GLHF. Make sure that's the link you're using whenever you buy anything from them, else they don't know that we sent you there, and they need to know, so thank you.
And we might have like a nice little surprise for you coming up next week.
Yes.
From Card Kingdom.
Yeah.
So, keep your ears peeled for that.
Check them out.
As soon as I started saying the phrase ears peeled, I was horrified.
I mean, eyes peeled, which is
also already horrifying.
Horrible saying.
And like ears peeled just really makes you contemplate the whole universe of face peeling.
Absolutely. So one of my favorite movies growing up was Pippi Longstocking live action.
Okay.
And I loved
I'm really interested to see where this is going.
Oh, it's just that somebody in the movie says, keep your eyes peeled. Maybe she says it. Maybe somebody else says it. And ever since that day, I just remember thinking it was the grossest thing I ever heard in my whole life.
Thank goodness no one ever said that to Amelia Bedelia. Oh, you know what I'm saying?
God, can
because
you
that would have
imagine?
been a nightmare scenario.
All of a sudden, it's a horror movie.
It's honestly very lucky that there is no Amelia Bedelia situation that is like a horror movie already out there, because that.
I mean, Jigsaw's getting close.
You think Jigsaw is an Amelia Bedelia equivalent?
Amelia Bedelia. I'm just gonna be real with you.
Wait.
Jigsaw's like,
you to go into depth.
You like to eat, do you? Well, here's your death by eating food. It's very literal.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Jigsaw is the Amelia Bedelia of the horror genre.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm into it.
Somebody refute me. I think that's true.
I'm not going to refute you. I'm bought into this. I am now a Jigsaw is Amelia Bedelia evangelist.
Just a total pedant. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Jigsaw, come on. I shouldn't have said that. Now he's going to be like, oh, you think I'm literal?
You're going to die by literalism.
You're literally dying. Anyway, Card Kingdom. I don't want to associate you with serial killers, but unfortunately, that's what we've just done.
And that's your slogan.
You can pre-order Bloomburrow right now. It's cute. What more do you want? Oh, they've got decks. They've got singles. They've got decks to teach your friends how to play. They've got sleeves. They've got play mats. They've got deck boxes. Sell your draft chaff to them and get more cards that you actually want. cardkingdom.com/GLHF. Not going there could kill you. It's time for the randomizer, where we head to scryfall.com, hit the random card button, try and guess what the card does based on the art alone. I believe it's my turn to guess first.
All right.
On the randomizer, Megan.
Here you go.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
I'm looking at some art of two elderly gentlemen. One is more elderly than the other. One is like, 80 to 90, and one is like 55. Exactly.
All right. Maria's calling this guy 55.
One has a range and one is 55. They're having some kind of conversation, a secret. It's a secret whisper time. The older guy is whispering into the 55-year-old's ear. These men, one is wearing a beautiful golden cloak. The other has a fancy hat on. There's fancy wallpaper behind them. This is some kind of advisor to the king situation, and he's putting poison in his ear.
Okay.
I'm going to say this is original Kamigawa situation, and the card is called untrustworthy advisor or something like that.
Okay.
And what's happening? What would that card be? What would an untrustworthy advisor be? Okay, so what's going to happen is it's a blue card and it's a 1/3 for 2 mana. And what occurs is you can tap it and you're not looting, you're not drawing cards or any of that nonsense. What you're doing is you're having your opponent scry. They make their decision to leave on top or bottom, and then you can change that decision by putting it back on top or putting it on bottom.
Wow, what a bizarre effect. Okay.
I just am what would that card's deal be?
Well, okay, this is a trusted advisor.
Wow!
I know.
Did I say untrustworthy advisor?
Yes.
Holy cow.
This is a trusted advisor. It is a single blue for a 1/2.
Oh.
Creature human advisor.
Oh.
Your maximum hand size is increased by 2.
Wow.
At the beginning of your upkeep, return a blue creature you control to its owner's hand.
I don't know why I thought there was something nefarious going on here, but
yeah,
it's something farious, actually.
My favorite. My favorite type of activity is a farious activity.
If you can be overwhelmed, can you ever just be whelmed? Clueless.
And it is from Saviors of Kamigawa.
All right, there we go.
Nicely done, Maria.
Wow.
This is one of our most accurate randomizers yet.
I mean, I made a completely crap ability, but I thought it would be kind of funny. What do you do psychologically in that position? You're right? you get to scry. What decision do you make?
I put it on, and I'm like, oh, I put this card on top.
And then what do I do? Because I
put the card on bottom.
I can change it, or I can not change it. Because do I think that you purposely left a bad card on there, knowing that you said it in a way ooh, I want this. I'm putting it on top, and I'm like, ha ha ha.
I think that in that scenario, if I put it on top, it is simply always correct for you to put it on bottom.
No matter what.
Yes, because you don't want it to have at worst, what you're doing is like taking a land and replacing it with a random card.
Right.
And at best, what you're doing is taking a good card and replacing it with a random card.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
I like this, actually.
I kinda like it
Magic,
too.
can you make more mind games in sets? I think that'd be very
it's
fun.
very, right? It's very like fact or fiction.
Yes, exactly. Okay, here is your art.
Oh my goodness. Okay. We are looking at the face of a man, or what used to be a man. He is holding his head and screaming while wearing a metal helm. And he's screaming because fire is coming out of his eyes and mouth.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, not his nose.
No, the nose is fine.
I would kind of expect fire to also be coming out of his nose in this scenario.
Nose is untouched.
In what sinuses situation is it coming out of your eyes and your mouth, but not your nose?
He's really blocked up.
He had a lot of congestion, which is why it's not coming out of his nose.
Honestly, if I'm that congested, this is what I would prefer happen to my head.
Sometimes it feels like this is what's happening to my eyes during allergies.
Exactly.
Is there is fire in my eyes, and I would like to scream out the fire.
This is a
but
metal-looking card.
It is. This card is sick. Wow, this is also like really. I'm very interested. I'm gonna say that this is like, you know, I want to call this something, right? It's like Heads Ablaze or something like that, right? Heads Ablaze.
I like that. I like
is
that.
what I'm calling it. And it's 2 and a red. It's 2 and a red, and it deals 2 damage to each human creature.
Ooh, okay. This card is called the Ghost Pepper Challenge. Just kidding. It's called Mind Blaze.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Wow. We had such a good week.
Okay, I'm going to tell you something else that's going to shock you because I think you were going to say it and you didn't say it, which is this is from Champions of Kamigawa.
Oh my goodness.
Did you have the thought?
No.
Oh, I thought it was in your brain. This is 5 and a red for a sorcery. Choose a non-land card and a number greater than 0. Target player reveals their library. If that library contains exactly the chosen number of cards with the chosen name, Mind Blaze deals 8 damage to that player. Then
Woof.
that player shuffles.
That is a terrible card.
What is this card doing?
I don't know.
This card is maybe one of the worst cards I've ever seen.
It's terrible.
Do you want to know who did the art?
Who?
John Avon.
Wow.
Of Lands fame.
Yes. Of Lands fame.
Looks like he's great at drawing a head as well.
Yes.
What can he do?
Wow. Names today. What did I say? Heads Ablaze?
Heads Ablaze, which is Mind Blaze.
Mind Blaze. And you said untrustworthy advisor, and it's trusted advisor?
What's happening?
Wow.
Once again,
wow.
The randomizer, synergy. It happened. I don't understand how it keeps happening.
It happened.
It happens far too often to be scientifically an anomaly. That's what I'm saying. There's something connecting. There's a fiber of the universe coming through these computers, through Scryfall, and into our brains.
Yes.
Before we hit the Bloomburrow previews, which I know you're all very excited about, first we got to take our medicine by talking about historic.
I made Maria talk to us about this today because I had no idea what was happening. Yeah. And I was flabbergasted to hear about what happened at the Arena Open.
Yeah. So we all are just coming off the Pro Tour that happened in Amsterdam recently, which was a modern Pro Tour and had a very tilted metagame, we'll say that, where most of the field was playing Nadu decks. And Nadu was busted straight in half, and it made for like a busted in half Pro Tour.
Yes.
So a couple weeks later, fast forward, we're now doing Arena Championship 6.
Fast forward.
Thank you for mouth, please. Wee. They're here. We're doing historic.
Sorry.
No, we have to. If I'm doing
You're right. If you're
you have to do it.
The only reason I did it was to get back in.
We have to have an even mouth playing field. True. I accept this. So we're playing historic. If you don't know what that is, it's basically like Pioneer or Modern on Arena. And except that you can play with alchemy cards. Yes. And Arena Championships, you're like, who plays in these? It's 32 people, and you qualify for this one at least by being the best at playing Arena. There's a leaderboard, whatever. You're really good at Arena. Yeah. And in the future, it's going to be by doing specifically well in qualifier weekends. Which you're like, what are those qualifying you for? These things, the Arena Championships. They happen like every 4 months. So the prize pool was $200,000, which is like pretty friggin' good. Yeah. And only 32 players, small field, historic. We're playing Modern on Arena, quote unquote. So what's happening here is that the metagame looked like this. The number 1 played deck was Boros Energy, which was 18 people out of 32, which is 58% of the field.
Woof.
Now I'm going to amend that because other people were playing Mardu energy. So we're going to put that into that bucket because it's pretty close anyway.
Yeah.
And so we're up now above 60%.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what this deck is, it is an extremely fast deck that's capable of winning on turn 3, which did happen in the tournament.
That was the part that you said that made me be like, you have to talk about this because I didn't even know that you could currently turn 3 win in Historic.
Yes, you can. With this deck, it's extremely fast and aggressive. So if that sounds like you, I'm raising my own hand. This might be up your alley until something gets banned because there's no chance.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you're playing a lot of 1-drops, which are really good in Historic right now. Guide of Souls. This is the #1 ranked card in Limited, I believe, in this set too.
Wow.
This is a 1/2 for 1 white. That's a rare. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain a life and get an energy. And then whenever you attack, you can pay 3 energy and put 2 +1/+1 counters and a flying counter on a target attacking creature. And then it becomes an angel.
I'm sorry. What?
Yep. So that's a good card. You're gaining life. You're saving yourself from other decks who are also this deck. You're playing Ocelot Pride. This is the one I played against 2 copies of at the pre-release.
Woof.
Which, by the way, this has a million Modern Horizons cards. All right, these are all Modern Horizons cards I'm talking about.
That we're talking about here.
It's Ocelot Pride. It's a first strike lifelinking 1/1 with Ascend. So once you get the City's Blessing, if you gained life this turn, which hopefully you did because you're playing Guide of Souls, and other situations where you can gain life with this deck, you make a 1/1 cat. But then if you have the City's Blessing, which means you have 10 permanents, you make 2 cat.
Wow.
So you're making a bunch of tokens. Okay, you're running Ajani, the Planeswalker Ajani, the new one.
Yep, Ajani Nakatl Pariah.
Who gets mad when his brother dies and turns into that stupid Planeswalker. Makes a 2/1 cat when he ETBs. Okay, you're playing Amped Raptor, which is the 2/1 1 in a red dino with first strike. And when it enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy. And then you can... reveal cards off the top of your library. How many do you do until you
exile an online card?
Until whatever you hit whatever, and then you can cast it by paying an amount of energy equal to the card's mana cost.
Quite good.
So for free.
Energy Cascade.
Okay, you're running Galvanic Discharge, which is a better lightning bolt, and you're also running Flage, Titan of Fire's Fury.
I mean, this card.
We saw this card in Modern.
I'm just gonna drink my coffee while we talk about it.
All right, this is the 6/6 for 3 mana. You're like, what? Because it has a drawback. I'm going to put that in quotes. Because you have to sacrifice it when it enters the battlefield unless it escaped. So the idea is you're supposed to, have to escape it from your graveyard to be able to put it into play. But whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, it deals 3 to any target opponent and you gain 3 life. So it's lightning healing anyway. And the escape cost is 4 with 5 other cards from the graveyard. So the idea behind this card is it's long game in this deck. So you're able to just escape to try and get the final few points of damage that you need.
Yeah.
But the thing that happened is people who were like, ooh, we think Boros Energy is going to be the #1 deck. Well, #1, they were right.
Yes.
What did they do? They decided to play Control, okay? And the way they decided to play Control, there's a couple of different ways, but the people who did it the way that was most trying to target this energy deck were the decks playing cards like Sun Cleanser, which says remove all counters from target creature. It can't have counters. Target player loses all of their counters.
Yeah.
So you can't get energy is the idea with Sun Cleanser here. They're also running cards like, what's it called? The Proctor, Strict Proctor, which, because they're also running Flage, I want to say.
Yes.
So they're trying to stop their Flage's trigger from going on the stack, meaning they pay 3 mana for it and they don't want to have to sacrifice it. So if you're running Strict Proctor, then you don't have to.
Wow.
And so you just get a 6/6 for 3 mana. They also there's different ways to do that, to stifle or consign to memory to stop the Flage trigger. So they're like, oh, I'm going to stop you from getting energy. I'm going to stop Flage triggers. They're using their own Flage to be able to profit from that. But the side effect is also these energy decks that are running Flage also profit from you trying to stop that trigger. So then they have a 6/6 on turn 3. You're dead.
Well.
So
what can I say except well.
Boros, Boros Energy.
All right.
It's a real
so that's, if you want to go have an aggro moment before something out of this deck gets banned, you can go do that in Historic right now.
You absolutely can.
Go have an aggro moment.
I don't think any control deck can be good enough to beat it. It's unreal. So the winner of the whole thing was Wouter Nordschke, who is a player who, fun story, lost out of a top 8 of Winninen to play the beta draft in Vegas a couple years ago. So at least he was able to bring it all back and win with this with this tournament. It was I will say this. I'm talking about it as a nightmare. It was not like Nadu at the Pro Tour, which was unbearable. Like the matches, they weren't great. It was just Nadu's Naduing their triggers.
Yeah.
There's that clip of Cedric being like, play a card, make a people. Play this card and make a people. That was not happening. The games were interesting.
Well, there you go.
So I'll say that. And the other thing I will say is the draft rounds were very, very entertaining. They played MH3 draft. So the first...
It's a great draft format.
Fun to watch. If you want to watch some sweet draft, you can watch the first 2 rounds of draft from this tournament, which were very good. But anyway, yeah, turn 3 kills. Misplays aplenty because of so many clicks and whatnot. In one of the semifinals, I want to say, the players were down to 3 minutes on their clocks before they had to hit game 3. And one of those players is Logan Nettles. And then was able to win with, I think, 30 seconds left on the clock or something like that. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, historic, it seems kind of garbagey right now. But it might be the kind of garbage you're interested in playing.
Maybe it's the kind of garbage you like.
Because
some of us are raccoons who love us a little garbage.
Yeah, so true. We lied before getting into Bloomburrow. We're going to talk about something that's released with Bloomburrow, which is a new kind of booster. Words that I thought I was done saying.
I also thought that.
I just thought I was done saying that because
I know.
We got play boosters and I was like, okay, now we can shut up.
Now we can stop talking about new boosters.
A million different kinds of boosters.
The booster is done.
We figured it out. We have got collector boosters. We've got play boosters. And I'm like, fine, great. 2, I can handle it. I understand what they're used for and why they've been made.
Yes.
But I unfortunately have to retract that statement because we got the announcement that there's going to be a value booster, which is coming out with Bloomburrow.
Yes. So this is specifically a type of booster that is just like for box stores, essentially.
Yeah. So like Target, Walmart, whatever.
Yes. Players who aren't, or people who aren't interested in like buying a booster pack for, adding to their collection or, playing in a draft or something like that. It has 3 commons, 2 uncommons, 1 wild card of any rarity, and 1 card that may be a land, a traditional foil, or a special guest's card.
Woof.
You know what?
That's what I have to say. Woofarino.
I feel like, Maria, is it time, though? Take some of our own medicine and say, this just isn't for us.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who is it for?
People who buy boosters at Target.
This is for grandpas who buy a card. Oh, they're like, oh, my grandchild loves magic.
Yes.
I'm going to get them this. And then the grandchild's like, oh, thanks.
But you know what? Getting a thoughtful gift from your grandpa is cute and nice, even if it's not perfect.
I think if you're under...
That's my opinion.
If you're under 10, this is a good present.
There you go.
If you're over 10...
I think that if you're under 12...
Oh, you think 11 and 12?
I think 11 and 12 will like the...
Let's find out. We'll do the only way to run it is a science.
All right.
Because once you understand that this is complete and utter trash, then you'll be like, oh, just buy me a normal booster, Gramps. Thanks. But no, I guess this is for babies. There's nobody else who should ever buy this, and it should be $1.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it will be cheap, right? I feel like that feels like it's meant to be its intention.
Well, for sure it is. Yes, absolutely. I'm like, I think it should be $1, but I don't think it'll be less than 3 or 4.
That's fair.
Because the value you're going to open here is like 10 cents, maybe.
Yes.
So
it should be under $3.
Yeah, I hope so.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see. It's coming out with Bloomburrow. I just want to call that out because people are talking about it.
Yeah.
It's for the child that you want to open it and chew on the cards.
Do you know what? There's plenty of people that we don't know who buy booster packs at Target.
Oh, I bought a booster pack at Target.
What?
I was in the checkout line and it was like, the impulse. It was in the impulse area.
There you go.
And I bought a collector booster.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, well, that should be the other kind. 2 kinds of booster at Target. One for people who want to spend $1. One for people who want to spend
$25. Yeah, it was, it's one of those bad idea situations for sure.
Well, that's why they put them in checkout.
I just don't want people to think
experiencing decision fatigue.
That I don't want people to buy them and think that they're going to be getting something cool because you can open a booster and generally a play booster even you're probably going to get something at least cool. But this,
Maria,
I don't.
That's what I'm saying is that there are people who think that any card is cool.
Yes, I know. I just don't want people to be bamboozled.
Okay, yes.
That's all I'm saying.
But I feel like
it should have a sticker on it that says,
"Don't be bamboozled."
The sticker says, if you're okay with all these cards just being commons that you could literally buy for 1 cent at your local game store, then okay, you can buy this.
Okay, that's a long sticker. I think "Don't Be Bamboozled" is a shorter,
goes around in a circle.
Shorter sticker.
Let's talk about the mechanics in Bloomburrow.
Okay,
We know
yes.
what they are now.
Yeah. All right. So first up, we have Offspring.
I love this mechanic.
It's so cute because it means that there's a possum and there's a little possum baby. Maria, do you know?
You like possums. You've talked about on the show before.
And I have watched an uncountable number of baby possum videos. I just have to say, Maria, have you ever looked at a baby possum video?
Is it more or less
my God.
talking parrot videos?
Oh, it's different. It's like apples and oranges.
No, I'm saying, which one have you watched more of?
Oh, at this point,
Baby possum or talking parrot?
maybe baby possum, but only because I've been watching them for longer. Look at this.
Wow, they're pretty good at eating.
I'm making Maria watch a video on YouTube called "Adorable Baby Opossums Eating Fruit."
I think it's cute because they don't have cheeks, so they have to eat it like a cat
Look
eats
at him eat a grape.
a chunk of food.
Look at them eat a grape.
Oh, I do like how their ears kind of wiggle when they eat it.
Exactly, and their ears are so little and round.
Very cute.
I'm just saying, like, they're so cute.
There's some, sorry, the YouTube thumbnail for that one you just scrolled past was a guy holding a baby possum and it just says orphaned. Really big,
Yes, it does. It is.
with a red arrow.
Weirdly clickbaity.
Oh, God.
I'm just saying, they're so cute.
Well, this card is right up your alley then.
Look at this one. Look at him.
He's rescued.
And their ears are just so little and round. Their faces are so little and their ears are little and round. Okay, sorry. I just wanted you to know that I'm
Thank you.
about, and they yell when they do their little like, okay, anyways.
They yell.
Sorry, baby possums. I can't get over them. Offspring mechanic.
This card is a possum. This is Tender
Yes.
Wild Guide, the one we're looking at that has a baby on its back.
Yes.
1 and a green for a 2/2. It's rare. Possum Druid. Offspring 2. So you may pay an additional 2 generic mana as you cast this spell. If you do, when this creature enters, create a 1/1 token copy of it.
Love it.
So you can make little baby copies. This
Yes.
says tap, add 1 mana of any color, or tap, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature.
So obviously you want 2 of this.
Of course you do.
Right? I love the decision point of like, oh, do I cast this on 2 or do I wait until 4?
4.
And then I get 2 of them.
Yes.
Like, that's pretty good.
Do you remember how I was talking in the past about that I wish there's more baby creatures in Magic?
Now, Maria, this is it.
I literally said that number of times on the show.
And here they are.
And here they are.
Here they
The
are.
only thing that I request beyond this is that there was a token for each one of these that has offspring.
There should be there should be a baby possum token.
That's what I'm saying.
Like a baby squirrel
Yes.
token, a baby raccoon token.
Are there going to be?
I don't know. We don't know
there
yet.
is one. Look at
Oh my goodness.
There's a baby possum.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, I am really hopeful that we did do this.
Each card with offspring has a printed token available.
Yes! We got there! Okay, I'm very excited now. That's what I really want. I want to see this on
There
the
you
art.
go. Congratulations. It happened.
Yes.
It happened.
So in the commander deck with the bird, you can also offspring because that's the bird's deal.
Oh.
Other stuff, right?
Yes.
So those aren't all going to have the tokens. But you know what? I feel like we're going to get around to it, Magic. Make a baby token of every creature that exists.
Baby token
Is
of every
that
creature.
too much to ask?
Baby token.
I think not.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is a great ability. I think maybe is going to be my ability of the year.
Wow.
You know,
It's kicker for creature.
I already said this was Kamigawa. This was the
that's
big
true.
set.
I think that at this point, everyone agree. Everyone's like, is this going to be the biggest Magic set yet?
I mean, maybe.
It seems like it certainly it has the
potential. That's for sure.
Yes, it
Ooh,
does.
That's an exciting thought. What is the biggest Magic set of all time? Do you mean the best selling?
Yes.
Okay, look it up.
Is the best.
I know that the
Warhammer
Warhammer decks were the best selling commander decks until
time.
the Fallout decks came out. So now Fallout were the best selling commander precons.
Okay, so second is Lord of the Rings.
Okay, yeah, I think I knew that.
And then first,
What beats Lord of the Rings? Sorry, the Lord of the Rings. Put $1 in the jar.
Hold on. Oh, okay. So I can't tell. So this was when Lord of the Rings was still fairly new.
Okay.
So it might be the number one. Before that, it was Modern Horizons 2.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, we haven't had anything beat that since Lord of the Rings.
It must be Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
It's the best-selling Magic set of all time.
Okay, well, that's a tough bar to climb because that has such a broad appeal.
Yeah.
But maybe. So do cute animals. Everybody loves a cute animal. I'll tell you that much right now.
Everybody loves.
Yeah, and Mark Rosewater just recently confirmed that Fallout Commander precons beat the Warhammer precons.
Wow.
So Universes Beyond, really crushing it, much to some players' chagrin. Not necessarily to mine, but, you know, just putting that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
I feel like
You don't believe this?
I am like, I can't tell where all this data is coming from. So I'm like I'm a little bit skeptical.
Well, we should fact check, you know.
But I'm just saying, like, right, it seems like Bloomburrow very possibly is going to be the best one ever.
Yeah.
It is very cute. Okay.
So basically the offspring can do everything that parent can do.
Wow. And if that's not a lesson, I don't know what is.
That's pretty powerful, I want to add, because there are a lot of cards in Magic that you're like, oh, if I could only have 2 of this card.
And now you can.
This game would be over.
With Offspring.
Now you can with Offspring and with this bird. I'm putting it the wrong way every time. Zinnia from the Commanders. Okay.
Okay. Next up is Gift.
Oh, I also love this one.
Yes. So Gift is like you gift something, you give something away, and you get something. So, for instance, we have the example of Kidnap, which is also one of the most adorable art. All the arts are adorable. Look at this little sleepy raccoon.
How can I choose?
Look at him on his cloud pillow. Look at him on his cloud pillow.
I love his star mobile he has.
Exactly.
But what's watching him? What's going to kidnap him?
Yeah. Okay, anyways. 2 blue, enchantment aura, gift a card. You may promise an opponent a gift as you cast this spell. If you do, when it enters, they draw a card. Enchant creature. When Kidnap enters, tap enchanted creature. If the gift wasn't promised, put 3 stun counters on it. You control enchanted creature.
So gift can say different things. In this case, it says gift a card, but there are other examples of gift. For example, the card Parting Gust, which is a bunny blowing a little mouse away.
Yes. This text on the card is perfect. I love it.
All right, ready for it, everybody?
Yes, please.
It costs white. It's an uncommon instant. Gift a tapped fish.
The best 4 words in Magic history.
Gift a tapped fish.
A tapped fish.
You may promise the opponent a gift as you cast a spell, same as the other one. But if you do, they create a 1/1 tapped blue fish creature token before the other effects.
Yeah.
And
I love it.
The spell itself says exile target non-token creature. If the gift wasn't promised, return that creature to the battlefield under its owner's control with a +1/+1 counter at the beginning of the next end step. So
wow.
If you're doing these gifts, your card becomes slightly a little bit better in some scenarios.
Exactly.
And if you don't gift, you don't have to gift, but you can gift.
Kidnap is you control the enchanted creature, but if you didn't give them a gift, it's stunned for 3 turns.
Right.
I kind of like Parting Gust, right? Because you can do it. It's like one that you can do to your own creature if you want, because then it exiles and comes back with a +1/+1 counter. Or if you give them a gift of a tapped fish, here's a fish.
Oh, thanks, I guess.
You're welcome. In that case, you know, you can exile their creature just forever and they have a fish instead.
I will note that in Commander, you do not need to gift somebody the person you're messing with this spell.
Oh, it's true.
So you can gift somebody else a fish if you wanted.
You can really double down on being mean to someone by getting rid of their creature and giving someone else a fish.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, nasty.
Thirdly, I think this is my question to you. The fish, how good is it? Giving somebody a fish?
Because it depends on, like, are they allergic or not? Like, how do they feel? Are they pescatarian?
Gift a man a fish, he'll block for 1 turn. Teach a man to fish,
and he can block forever.
For the entire game.
For the rest of his life.
Yeah. So, like, I think giving somebody a 1/1 fish, it is tapped, but I will say, be careful.
Yes, giving someone a fish is quite powerful.
That's pretty good.
But people pretty regularly played the Ox one from Outlaws of Thunder Junction.
That's
one
true.
In a white, exile a creature and they get a 2/2 ox.
And there's the ones that turn into bird.
Yes, exactly. So I think that there is, right, like, there are creatures that need to be gotten rid of no matter what.
It ain't free, though, I'll tell you that.
Exactly. No, a fish is something.
A fish is a fish.
A fish is worse than a lot of other things. Sorry, fish.
Whoa.
I know.
Getting
I'm really
roasting fish.
Absolutely. Which is one of the better ways.
Roasted fish. Remember when I didn't know if you could roast a bird? Was that last episode?
Yes.
Can you roast a bird?
Pretty recently, Maria was wondering, can
I
you
wonder if
roast a
people
bird?
know if I can cook or not. Yeah.
Anyways, so a fish is not nothing, but a fish is also worse than a lot of things.
Yeah.
So
Would you rather give somebody a fish or a card? Let me ask you that question.
I would rather give someone a fish.
Really?
Yes.
I'd rather give them a card for
Wow.
sure. Because that card could be worthless.
But
a
that
fish
card
is
could
not,
be worth a lot.
I guess.
A fish, Maria, you always know what a fish is. You know what I'm saying? A fish is a fish, like in any context.
Well, what I'm excited for is to find out how this plays out once we get into Bloomburrow Limited. Because
Yes.
I'm curious. And I think it'll be fun to see how gift works in the future because
Agreed.
fish and cards aren't the only thing you can give people.
Nope.
Despite the gifts I've given at people their last 5
I've
birthdays.
only ever gotten 2 things.
Fish.
Either a fish or a card. And let me tell you, at this point, I'm praying for card every time.
Oh God, it's another fish. Up next is forage.
It's just like not even, it's just like a fish that
Just
like
a-
pulled
it's
from a lake
yeah,
that
it's just
day.
like raw
not
fish.
scaled or anything, just like one fish.
Slap it on the
Slap
table.
it on the
Happy
table.
birthday. Let's read a card with forage, shall
Yes. Osteomancer Adept. 1 and a black for a 2/2 squirrel warlock with death touch. Tap. Until end of turn, you may cast creature spells from your graveyard by foraging in addition to paying their other costs. If you cast a spell this way, that creature enters with a finality counter on it. To forage, exile 3 cards from your graveyard or sacrifice a food. If a creature with a finality counter on it would die, exile it instead. That was for the finality counter. So foraging, you either exile 3 cards from your graveyard or you sacrifice a food.
Look at how cute it's. This is a cute little squirrel warlock.
It is.
He just wants to forage.
Does he? It looks to me like he wants to stand on a throne of bones.
Goals, am I right? Can't wait.
We're all just out here trying to stand on a
my
throne of bones.
Is forage always going to be 3? That's my question.
Oh, that's a great
What it
question.
looks
Let's
like.
see.
That's
I think forage is
just
always
means 3 cards.
exile 3 cards or sacrifice a food.
Okay.
Yeah.
A fair trade.
So next up, wow, we have so many new mechanics this
Yeah,
time.
we truly do.
We really do. Valiant. It's on the Seedglaive Mentor, which is some really cute mice.
Mice.
Very cute mice. Valiant.
Orphan. Sorry.
What?
That was a YouTube thumbnail. I just can't get over it. Like,
Oh, the possum.
orphaned. Red arrow at the. Anyway.
All right. So Valiant says whenever Seedglaive, or on this card says, whenever Seedglaive Mentor becomes the target of a spell or ability you control for the first time each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So Valiant is what happens when a creature becomes the target of a spell or ability you control for the first time each turn.
Heroic.
Yeah.
Except
heroic was every time.
This is
Valiant
one
is
time.
only the first time.
We're gonna make a new mechanic. It's when you do it 2 times, and it's called pretty cool.
Wait, you can either be heroic, valiant, or pretty cool. All right, there you go.
Heroic's way better, obviously, but okay. I'll give this one the score of half a mechanic.
Well, this also is going with right. Like they've started doing this with old mechanics where it only triggers once each turn instead of every time. Right? We've seen this in other sets recently, right?
Like what? What did we change to once each time? Not Nadu, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I know. Not that. Hold on, just a second.
Holding. I'll give this 1/3 of mechanic. I said I was going to give it half a mechanic. This gets 1/3 of a mechanic. Valiant. But, I accept that. If you want to make something not as busted as you did in the past, I'm here for that. I'm here for a less busted mechanic.
Yes, I'm thinking of stuff, right? Like we have a Cool the Unrepentant. This is from Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Sacrifice 3 other creatures. Activate only as a sorcery and only once each turn.
But that's not mechanicized, keywordized.
That's true. Okay, I'm just trying to think of, right, like, I just feel like they've started putting it on stuff way more often.
Yeah, I mean...
We have all these cards like Bandit's Hall. You only get to put a loot counter on it once each turn. Baron Bertram Greywater. This is a triggered ability that happens only once each turn. It just feels like something that they're doing more often.
Cautious, I think.
Exactly.
Which is very smart because especially if you're designing a lot for Commander, which let's be honest, this is what they're doing. They have to be very, very wary of infinite loops and stuff that's going to go nuts in that format.
Yeah, exactly. And so I just feel like it's something that they're doing doing much more often now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like I just think OTJ I kind of noticed, right? Where it used to be stuff that it felt like this would have used to say,
yeah,
it just happens. Now, like Deep Buck Desperado, this is the one that milled. Whenever you commit a crime, each opponent mills 3 cards. It kind of feels like in the past, it would have just stopped there.
Yes.
But now they say this ability triggers only once each turn.
All right, I accept it.
And I think it's nice because it makes
agree.
you also figure out, like, it makes you play differently where you're like, do I want to do it even though I can do this twice in my turn?
Yeah.
Do I want to wait and do it on their turn instead so that I get the trigger on my turn and then the trigger on their turn? Or do I want to cast it during my turn anyways? Like 2 spells that target this mouse.
Good point. Good point. All right, up next we have another new one.
Yes, expend.
So this is on a card like Junkblade Bruiser. This is a Raccoon Berserker. Really cute. He's on fire.
Very cute.
3 red, green. That's hybrid mana. For a 4/5 Trampler at common. Whenever you expend 4, Junkblade Bruiser gets +2/+1 until end of turn. Well, what does expend mean? It says you expend 4 as you spend your 4th total mana to cast spells during a turn.
So not so much a mechanic, but just something that is like tracking, like, oh, hey, this gets an ability if you've spent 4 mana on something. Yeah.
I'm like, is this a trigger?
Yeah, I think so.
I guess so.
Right? It's a new triggered ability.
I mean,
yes, it is a triggered ability.
Okay, great. So does this count? Does this trigger at when I spend 5 mana? Yes, because I've spent 4.
Yes, because you spent your 4.
Right. So when you spend the mana, you get the bonus. I like it. It's encouraging you to use your mana, so it's encouraging good gameplay in Magic the Gathering.
And in this case, this one's encouraging you to cast spells before your
combat. Main phase 1. Okay, so in that case,
make that Raccoon Berserker big.
Maybe you don't always want to do that, but you do with expend in this case. Very cool. Okay, simple, straightforward. I like it.
Lastly, we have paw print season. This is very cute.
I love it.
So there's different seasons, obviously. And they have different paw prints.
Cute.
For instance, we have Season of Weaving. This is a sorcery, 4 blue. Choose up to 5 paw prints worth of modes. You may choose the same mode more than once.
But if you see the card, this will make sense to you.
Yeah, so 1 paw print, draw a card. So you could just draw a card 5 times. Just saying.
Wow.
Just saying. That's 5 paw print worth of modes.
You're right.
2 paw prints, choose an artifact or creature you control, create a token that's a copy of it. So you could choose that twice and then draw 1 card, right? Because that's 5 total.
Wow.
3 paw prints, return each non-land, non-token permanent to its owner's hand. So you could choose that and then also draw 2 cards.
Or you could choose and copy something.
This one seems like this is going to be like a cycle of cards. Is my guess.
A cycle of paw prints?
Yes, a cycle of seasons.
A cycle of paw print modal spells.
Yes, exactly.
So
that's my guess.
Each of the paw prints is a different mode on the spell.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I mean,
I like this. This is a cute new way to do modal spells, right?
I agree.
Rather than being like, choose 2, choose 1, choose however, right? Like,
it's like make the number 5.
Exactly. Make the number 5, do it in whatever kind of combination you want.
And maybe in
draw
other
5
sets,
cards.
It's not going to be paw prints, but it'll be like stars.
Exactly.
Or
draw 5 cards.
Jugs of, mead. I don't know.
Draw 5 cards.
I think that's cool.
I'm just saying draw 5 cards. Draw 5 cards.
I hope
it could be like little dragon prints. Dragon claws,
exactly. It could be whatever.
Talons.
I like this. I like that a lot.
I like this a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's very cute.
You better open this at the pre-release because this is the most Megan card I've seen.
Draw 5 card.
Very, very cute and good. Wow. These mechanics are great.
I'm super into this set. I think everyone's into this set. Offspring is so cute.
I'm obsessed with Offspring. I'm obsessed with it. It's
so
such
cute.
a good
it's so
mechanic.
Good. It's very good.
It's so good. Yeah. And it's something that we haven't had for so long. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
This is excellent. So might win Mechanic of the Year. We'll see.
Wow, Maria's really pushing. Maria has an agenda.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't played with it yet. So I'm talking a big game, but I don't know for sure.
Maria, next week is our Judge Rob episode.
Yes, it is.
So, while we've given you a little overview of this, next week, Judge Rob will give us all of the nitty. No!
Moth police! Well, the nitty gritty has been called.
Oh, why?
I can't wait to
and
get
on
into
the day when the mouth police are in town and everything.
The nitty ditty gritty is coming up next week. I hope you get your little itty bitty
gritty details about how these mechanics work.
Oh, there's a lot of tricky cards in this set. It might be cute. Don't let that fool you.
Yeah. So get what's what with Judge Rob.
For episode
Get all the nitty ditty.
601.
Yes.
Wink. Next week.
That's right.
And then 600 will happen.
And then 600 will be after 601.
Who can say what will happen at that episode? For reasons.
For reasons.
Yeah, super stoked to get into it. Nitty ditty gritty. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us this week as we explored the world of Bloomburrow turn 3 kills in tournaments and Randomizer random cards that turned out to somehow not be so random yet again. Next week, Judge Rob will be here. The producers who give the most to us over on patreon.com/GLHF Magic are in for a real treat this week.
Yes, I'm very excited for what we're talking. Just as a teaser, Maria and I both recently watched Madam Web.
Yes.
So,
and if I could ever encourage you to become a producer to hear what's about to happen to you,
this would be the moment.
This would be the time.
It is the one to listen to.
Because it's going to be a great joyride for you all.
Thank you so much again to all of our patrons, and especially our new patrons. Mar, compliments to the chef.
Wow.
Because you are a great patron.
There we go.
There we go. Leah, Greg, and Austin, who we totally have a crush on.
Thank you so much.
You all are amazing.
You can become a patron, patreon.com/GLHF Magic. You can check out our sponsor, Card Kingdom, over at cardkingdom.com/GLHF.
Card Kingdom, not going there could kill you.
That one's free. Producers, stick around. Everyone who's not a producer, don't worry. If you become one after the show, you get access to all of our extended episodes. So you can come back and listen to this or any of the other ones, which have all been great. No big deal.
No big deal.
And next week, we'll see you here with Judge Rob, everybody, to get ready for the cutest time of your life. I've had the cutest time of my life.
Okay. I had the cute of my life.
Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, that's pretty good. And we can't sing anymore.